everybody. This video is just going to be a little introduction because I decided I want to make videos and let you all be a part of it, get your glimpse into my life. So what better place to do it than in the car? Now many of you have probably watched a lot of car vlogs before, but I want this to be different. Alright, I love imports and I love those cars that are most commonly on them, but I want muscle cars, I want older cars, financially and whatnot. It just doesn't work out, and I'd gladly do those videos, but then I'd just be copying them, and I want to give you some different perspective. I'm thinking I'll do reviews and unboxings for all the random stuff that I have and get. But for the most part, this is mainly so you guys can join me in reaching my goals and just go with me. A little intro to me. I like cars, I like comics and superheroes, I like music, and the kind of intermittent one is I like clothes and shoes. It's not like I go striving around for that stuff, but if I see something that catches my eye, I'll probably buy it. Now, the thing about this channel that I want to be different, other than the fact that I'm not necessarily doing all of this stuff with new cars, because the vlogs that I've watched that inspired me to make this, they're all using the money that they make to buy like brand new GTRs. One of my favorites has got a really nice BRZ, and I think it's funny because I have a friend who just bought an FRS, so that's kind of interesting. But needless to say, I like older cars and I like muscle cars as well as imports and whatnot. So I want this to be different, and I want you guys to be able to take a journey with me to see me reach my goals, and maybe it'll help you reach yours, because you'll see what I've been doing, different ways that I've came into money or found what I was looking for, or different builds or whatever. Now, my car, my 96 Camaro that we're in right now, it's not perfect, obviously. It's got decently low miles for being that old, and cosmetically it's pretty great. Motor has a few kinks. Now, I just fixed my door. I have some footage of that. I got excited the other day and yanked on it when it was still locked, and I popped the clip that connects the handle to the rod that actually opens it. But I got that fixed this weekend. Anything else that comes up, I have to do. I'm not getting rid of this car. For those of you who know, like, a lot of people buy, sell, and trade cars. That's what I do. But this one is one I'm going to try and keep. Everything in my power to keep. I don't want to get rid of it. Now, the other day we went and test drove a car for my buddy Ethan, and I won't say what it is because I want to keep it a surprise till we pick it up tomorrow. But he's been looking for a new car, a gas-friendly car, since we're going to college soon, and I think he finally found it. He said he was planning on getting it, so unless something comes up tomorrow, it's a go. But like I said, this video, I want to keep this a little introductory one, and I want to hear from you guys. I want to know your opinions on how often I should be posting these, what you want to see, suggest it. If you want to see unboxings, fine. I get Loot Crate, those come about the 20th of the month, 20th to 25th. I get comics every Wednesday if you want me to do reviews on those. Kind of holding off on shoes, but I can review the ones I have. One other thing about this is that I think I'm going to be sharing the camera and getting footage from some friends. There will be a picture of me and two of them out of the three at the end of this video, because we went to prom this weekend. Many of you are probably going to ask, oh, how did you get into cars? That's one thing everybody wants to know. My dad actually used to do demolition derbies, and when I was a kid, me and him would always build the car together. And the special thing we did was I'd always have one friend come over and we'd paint the car, one color for me, one color for him, that me, him, and my dad had already all decided upon. And I'll actually put some video of either his derby or mine, whichever one I can find, in after this shot. But after building so many cars and destroying them and thinking, these are Crown Vics and they're not terrible cars, a lot of people race them too. So I finally decided, you know what, I want to build cars to have power and speed and look great again. I want to restore everything rather than be building these cars with all this power just to go crush it into a little ball of metal. And my dad was completely on board with that, so we're actually doing this together. Me and all my friends are doing our thing. My dad's always been supportive. So that is my biggest explanation for why I'm preferring to start with muscle cars, at least. I don't want to say I'm not going to do imports, because some of my cars, I have a list of goal cars that I want, and I call it my goal car list. And that includes a lot of Japanese cars as well as American cars. But to start out, I think the demolition derbies and all that, I think that's the real reason. And the reason I've got a Camaro, other than watching Transformers. Because as a kid, I used to watch the cartoons, so when they made a movie, I was excited. And then I saw Bumblebee, and I was like, man, I want that car. So, as you can tell, a 96 is not the same as a 2010 Camaro, but I was still counting it as a win. And then, after watching Fast and Furious many, many times, I decided I wanted an R34. But when I was a kid, I used to say I want Brian's car because I didn't know it, and my dad didn't know it either because he's always been derby oriented, and basically meaning that 350s thrown into whatever steel body that we can find. So it was always, I want Brian's silver car. And I actually have a buddy who wants a Supra really bad, so we're trying to get those together and then have that as well as all of our muscle cars. I won't tell you what he has just because I'd like you to be surprised and see that, the fact that we're 18, and like, I don't want to sound like we're bragging about it, but we can all proudly say that we pay for our cars ourselves between the four of us. Dan with his car, Nico with his car, and Ethan with his car that we're picking up tomorrow. So it's just a matter of the fact that I want to be careful with how and what I'm saying for the sake of interpretation. Alright? And I think that's going to cover this video, because I don't want to go, I want Brian's silver car. And I actually have a buddy who wants a Supra really bad, so we're trying to get those and then have that as well as all of our muscle cars. I won't tell you what he has just because I'd like you to be surprised and see that, the fact that we're 18, and like, I don't want to sound like we're bragging about it, but we can all proudly say that we pay for our cars ourselves between the four of us. It's just a matter of the fact that I want to be careful with how and what I'm saying for the sake of interpretation. Alright? And I think that's going to cover this video, because I don't want to go too much into detail on everything. But if you could like, subscribe, tell your friends, that'd be great. I'll catch you later.
I get a feeling there's gonna be a riot.
I don't read the newspapers because they all